This is gonna be a different video. Hi guys, I'm Vivacious Hannah and welcome to this video. I kind of wanted to do this, I guess, relationship advice video, which I don't know that I am the best person for this, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And not to be overstepping any bounds, but now that Katie Gregoire is in a relationship, I guess I am now Hannah the relationship guru that's never been in a relationship. Just kidding, I would not steal her title like that, Katie. You are my girl. Anyways, the reason I got the idea for this video in the first place, I was watching my friends Paul and Morgan's 5 things guys wish girls knew and then 5 things girls wish guys knew. And I was watching it and I'm like, I wonder if I can make my own list like that that's any different. So I was making my list and it was basically the same thing for what I would want guys to know. So then I kind of decided to take it maybe in a little bit of a different direction and make a video on, as you can see in the title, things that Christian girls look for in a guy. Because I'm sure there are guys out there who are wondering, like, what exactly do girls want? You know, because apparently we're super moody and we don't know what we want. Excuse me? Excuse me. And I'm not like insinuating that every single guy is gonna find a perfect girl, because some guys just won't get married in their lives. You know, some ladies won't get married. This is just specifically for people who are interested in dating, I guess. I don't know, it's 2017. Someone's gonna find something offensive about the way I'm putting this out there. Basically, this is just a list of things that I look for in a guy, as well as most Christian girls. So it's kind of generalized. So first and foremost, they have to have a genuine love for Jesus. You know, I think that we ladies have some special type of intuition where we can tell, like, if you're faking it, if you're lying, we can tell. So make that a priority. Make sure your relationship with God is as strong as it could be at this point. And even if it's not as strong as it could be when you start dating, that's probably okay too. Like, I'm sure you could grow with a significant other, but I just think it's important to be tethered to Jesus, not kind of have one foot in the door and be like, well, Christianity looks good so far, buddy, you gotta be in or you're out. And also, we want a guy who's gonna love like Jesus. You know, not come bashing over our heads with, you know, different accusations. And not just us, it relates to others too, you know. If you're judging other people by the cover, just by looking at them, like, would Jesus do that? So get in your Bible more. Read more about just how loving Jesus was towards everyone. He even loved the people who killed him enough to die on a cross so that they could have the option of choosing him or not. I'm not saying that guys need to go die on a cross for us ladies, but just try to figure out what loving like Jesus could look like in your life. And just side note, I am going to be making a video for the ladies too. A lot of this probably relates to both sides. I don't want guys to think that I'm like only talking to them because they're terrible and they're all wrong. Like, us girls are flawed too. I'm going to be making a separate video about that, so just don't worry about that. It's coming. Going with all of this is passion, drive, and motivation to do God's will. It's not so much that you have to know what God's will is right now and get into action, but you know, you should be pursuing it, like trying to figure out what exactly God could be, you know, working up in your life. Another thing I think a lot of us look for in a guy is maturity. Like, we don't want a guy who's gonna act like he's 12 his whole life. Like, in moderate amounts, that can be fun. And of course, not to say that you should lose the childlikeness, is that a word? Basically, don't lose the child at heart. Just grow up a little bit. We also want someone who has the affinity to lead a household. You know, so ever since we're kids, girls are already looking ahead. Like, I'm sure most of us in the playground at school used to play house, right? We were already domesticated from that point in our lives, and I'm sure feminists are completely against this. Personally, I wouldn't mind being a housewife. Like, I would like to have a job and to be out doing things, but if my calling is to serve my husband as a housewife, then so be it. But you know what that takes? A man who can lead. You know, we just want a guy who can lead us towards Christ and also represent, like, our household to Christ. That being said, we also look for potential husband or father qualities in a guy. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but like I know it when I see it. You know, like guys that are just good with kids. That's awesome. If you don't want kids, like that's you guys. But me, someday I would probably like kids. So for me, having a guy who could, you know, deal with children is kind of a good quality, kind of an important one. Also, oh my gosh, I cannot stress this one enough. We want guys who have no problem helping us with our female issues, unless it's just me. But seriously, like what is with guys being so afraid of periods or so grossed out? What I'm saying is just get to the point where you would be okay with maybe someday having to buy pads or tampons for your lady. Along with like chocolate or ice cream, of course, because we deserve it. The cramps are terrible. We deserve it. And there's just one last thing that I'd like to add to this, and that's that most girls seem to want a guy who's a musician. So if you guys have any free time, look into maybe taking up an instrument, because girls go for that sort of thing. Anyways, if you guys out there have any more questions about this, go ahead and ask me. I probably wasn't as in-depth as I could be, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something from it. Don't necessarily take my words as gospel, because I'm sure there are ladies out there who want different things in their future men. It's just maybe a foundation to start with. And you guys out there can go ahead and leave down below in the comments what you look for in a girl, and maybe I could make a video on that if I get enough comments on that sort of thing. If not, I already have a video planned out. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are interested in seeing more videos from me. You can push the little bell next to the subscribe button, I think, and you'll be super notified when I put out a new video. And as always, go out there and make someone smile today, and maybe woo some girls with these tips.